first graders, here is our last video for reading strategies. And I'm going to review all the reading strategies we did in this unit. We first did Off We Go, Readers Go on Adventures. And we talked about how all those were strategies of reading books that had characters that went on adventures. Then we had readers meet characters along the way, and sometimes new characters came in, and sometimes the character changed as the book went on. Readers learn lessons was another thing we used for learning about books, and we found out that sometimes books can teach you things. Then we talked about how to have a strong book talk, and we did this in our groups. Some of you did it with your teachers, or you did it at home. And that was just to look at the teacher or your parent and really have a great book talk. Today, I'd like to talk about the reading strategies that we've been using all year long. These reading strategies have changed a little on the chart, but we started out with a few and we gained lots of them. So they're called tools for solving and checking hard words. So there's three categories. There's does that make sense? And under that one, it was think about what's happening. Does it make sense what you're reading? Check the picture. That's always a good clue. Then it says, does that sound right? Think about what kind of word would fit. And you get a running start. Remember, you just get started and you see if you can get some of the words. And then the big thing is that has lots of strategies is, does that look right? Try it in many ways. Remember, we first tried it in 2 ways, and then we try it in many ways now that we know that vowels can make many sounds. Read it part by part. We chunk it up, and then we put it back together. And then we do a slow check, and then put it back together, making it with speed. Crash the parts together. Remember, read it part by part, and then crash together. Check if it's a snap word. Maybe you already know that it's a snap word and you should know it. And you read it quickly instead of trying to sound it out. Use a word you know. So one thing, if you know a word is art, and you see part of that, you see art in it, and you go, oh, it's artist. Oh, and you put it together. These are reading strategies. This sheet I want you to keep, maybe put it on your refrigerator. Maybe you want to keep it somewhere safe so that when you're reading this summer, you can use these tools. So what I'd like to do is show you some of the books that you can use this strategy with. So I picked up some nonfiction books. You can use those strategies with nonfiction books too. So this is the robot book. Remember, robot books, or if it's a nonfiction, it'll have a title page. And then it will have a table of contents. And in this book, it has lots of ways of learning. It has labels. And when you come to words that you might not have seen before, this word right here is a big, big word. Remember, we could do it part by part. So we could just use part of the word and then do the other part and then bring it together. Remember, we've got that vowel combination there. So we're going to try. So this would be a nonfiction book that you could use that. Here's another nonfiction book. It's all about dolphins. You can use those reading strategies with nonfiction books. Even though we just got done doing all kinds of books that had fictional characters. The Kissing Hand was a book that we read very early on in the school year. And so you might use this. Go back and reread those stories that you remember. Here's one that is called Chicken in Charge. And do you see this little number up here? It says 1. I can read. These are books that you can read. Let's just take a look. Some of you have been reading these books for a while. Use your strategy sheet anytime you're reading. It will help your family to know how to read, and it will help you to know how to read. So tools for solving and checking hard words would be a great refrigerator place, and have a wonderful time reading this summer. Happy reading.